there. I'm going to show you in this video how to set up a local FTP server on a Mac machine. So having a local FTP server is useful for demonstration purposes. So this FTP server is going to be based on Python. And in Python world, there is a library called Python FTPdlib, and this is what I'm going to use to set up an FTP server locally, which is going to be quite crucial for demonstration purposes. Maybe this server is also suitable for creating your own production FTP servers as well, but my intention is to have something set up locally for demonstration purposes. To set up a proper FTP server, I have come across other FTP servers like FTPD, which stands for Very Secure FTP Daemon, which is for Unix-like systems. So setting up this in Ubuntu, Fedora like operating systems are quite easy, because you can find some documentation related to how to set up in those Linux, Unix like systems. Even though Mac OS is Unix like system, I found it a little difficult to implement or set up a FTP D in my Mac machine. But I want to do some testing with FTP, so I was figuring out or kind of doing a research on what other FTP servers are available. I found pyftpdlib as a suitable one for my demonstration purposes. Let's say if I'm doing a testing with FTP server and I want to have something set up locally, this would be a good way to start. Yeah, so having said that, obviously this is Python based, so you should have Python installed in your machine. So I have Python installed. You can check on this Python 3.12. To basically install it, you also need to have pip, which is Python's package manager. You can just do pip install pyftpdlib. I have already done this thing, so once you run this particular command, it will install the pyftpdlib necessary libraries and binaries related to this. So now, how to run your FTP server? So if you want to like simply run an FTP server, so you can just use this. So once you do that thing, python -m pyftpdlib, it has just started. It has started on this port 2121, and this is the process ID, and it just says it has started on an anonymous mode. So you can also add a user as well, but let's try this out first. Try to connect onto this server anonymously. So to do that, I'm going to use FileZilla as a client. So obviously I'm running this locally, so it's localhost, and my port is 2021. And let's try to connect onto this, and obviously it is connected. As you can see, it is using the local whatever the directory, and it is serving that directory for as my the base or the home directory for the file server. That's it, and it's quite easy. But usually we want a user or we want to protect this with a username, password, things like that, right? So how to do that? So if you go into the documentation, there are details on how to do it, especially. So this is on basically using various details on setting it up, let's say doing FTPS, doing having a concurrency model, using this FTP server as a Unix FTP server, so that you can authenticate, authorize users based on system users, things like that. So it has very powerful features, which is good. But to keep it simple, I want to add this user. For example, the detail itself says that, so I can stop this and then run this. Obviously the user is Bob and password is my password. And when you do that, and if I connect here, it won't now let you to connect. You can see could not connect, anonymous access not allowed. So obviously we need to try using the user that we added, Bob, and my password. Now we should be able to connect, which is quite easy. Now one other thing is actually this is just a read-only server, so that detail is also provided here, and if you want write option you can just use this. So -w will enable that as a writable place as well, so I can also use it along with this. And if I now connect, let's say, and you should be able to write here as well, like you can just copy and paste items here, and so forth, so which is good. Okay, so and it's not just that, right? So I'm going to now stop this, and on a code basis, let's say we'll just run. If you want to do the exact same thing that I did on the command line on a code, you can just copy paste this code. It's basically adding a user here, and it's also enabling the anonymous user, and just serving the server on 2121. And if you want to embed this as part of your another program that you have, and you can enable FTP server capabilities in your application as well with this particular library, which is pretty cool. So if I just run this, I have this basic FTP D. I just copy pasted this from the GitHub repository that they have. It's an open source library, of course. You can get the library details here. And if you go to demo, various demonstration source codes are available. The one that I copied was this one, and which is also available in the documentation as well. Like if I just go back to this, and we have this user, and I also added a new user called Bob with password 1234, and user with password 12345. So this is just for demonstration purposes, so I can just run this with Python basic FTPD. Yeah, it just runs now, and again we can try to connect now with Bob, and this time it doesn't connect. Obviously my password is not my password, and I should correct my password for Bob this time around with 1234, correct? So let's correct it, 1234, and it should connect to the relevant server. And also I can disconnect it, or disconnect these sessions, and use the user, and its password is 12345, and I should be able to connect this time as well. Yeah, and anonymous user is also enabled in this case, so you should be able to connect without a password also. As you can see, it is connected. Okay, so that is another simple demo, but sometimes you also want a secure connection. Now all these while you didn't see secure details here, right? So it says insecure server, it does not support FTP over TLS. So sometimes organizations want to serve FTP over TLS. In that case, we normally call it an FTPS server, right? So we can also enable that, and obviously for that you need to have a key and a certificate, a key, a public key, private key pair, and I have already generated that. And if you want to generate it by yourself, you can also try this. For example, so what I'm going to try now is actually this one. So you can use OpenSSL and create your key and a certificate, and I'm using the one that is available here I'm not generating it, but if you want to, you can generate and basically copy paste in this code. And this code actually adds a user and also adds the anonymous user, and it provides a certificate and the key file, and then just serve to the FTP server. And now we can run this and connect to the server over FileZilla, and you will be able to see that it is serving over TLS. So we can find that detail here. So let's say Python TLS FTPD, and I have a user called user12345. I believe that's the same user that I have used, but you can try that and see which one we have added. Yeah, it's the same one, and I only changed the path to my local path. So we can try this again. And now connecting to user over 12345 password. Okay, now you see it just says unknown certificate, obviously because mine is a self-signed certificate, but in this case it is connecting over TLS. So that is how you will set up, and if you want to use a proper certificate, you can use a CA signed certificate to configure your FTP server as well. In that case, it won't give that warning, but in this case it is connected, sufficient for us to do a normal demonstration. So this is how we set up a normal FTP server on Mac for your demonstration purposes for anything that you want to do with FTP. And so we can also set up FTP server using FileZilla server as well. Now I used FileZilla client here, and there is also something called FileZilla server. You can also try that as a FileZilla FTP server for you if needed, and that is I will try to do another demonstration on that on another day. This is all I wanted to present today, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll talk to you on another day. Thank you very much.